Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for boss time, and he's going down. Let's do this. What? What? Oh, must be up there. No, the boss actually only comes out when you get to a certain distance on this area, or in this area. However, if you hear these two guys firing at you, you can come up here, and this is where the rapier can also shine, is that while the crossbow guard is firing at me from behind, oop, there you can see a guard break. I'll kill his buddy off, and then double stab. Actually, I don't know what the R2 is for these. Oh, yeah, so to show off the rapier in this video, which is not the proper time, but there's the guard break for it, and that's what I did, which set me over that ledge in that last episode. You kind of like stab at their feet, and then you back up and get some distance between you. Very nice if you're more of a defensive player. Alright, so here we have a ladder and a platform. But we have no boss. So, it is boss time. And then the boss jumps down! Okay, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. What you got? You are huge. Ah! So, what I find to be the easiest method for fighting him, and probably the most cowardice, to be honest, you just run away from him and start climbing up this ladder. And most of the times he misses you. If he does manage to hit you, it'll be about half your life. But if you run and jump off this ledge, you can do a plunging attack to his face. Quick roll between his legs. And then all you have to do is lure him away from the ladder. And thankfully enough, he's quite slow and clunky. And then if you put enough distance between the two of you and run straight at him, he'll do a jump attack, which you can make him be tricked, and he'll jump off the ledge to his own death. So there we're lucky and he missed. Now, I'm not going to show just the cheap way of fighting him, because that'd be boring. However, what you do is, if you wait too long, he'll actually jump on up on this ledge after you. And there you can see that this heater shield, very early in the game, is just enough to block majority of his attack damage. Not good. And what's kind of a weird glitch to him, oops, if you stay right up in his grill, he will not be able to hit you. That's not good. A lot of whiffs. But what you want to be careful of is that there is that ledge over by him. You want to make sure you don't fall off that. He's actually being very mobile. There we go. We got a little bit of bleed damage on him, so that's what happens with that. Wow. Okay, wow, he actually might kill me if I keep up this pace. So what I did was I just jumped down, and what he'll do is he'll jump down trying to chase after you, making a nice little cheap getaway. So if you do mess up, and for some reason you fail to jump down on him in time, all you have to do is jump down, and the monster will just jump down after you. Nice little cute trick. Got a humanity and a homeward bone, so if you're at really low health like I am, you should probably take up on that homeward bone. You can end up buying those from a vendor later, and that'll save you a lot of grief and agony. However, since I have the power of foresight, I'm going to keep going. So here, if you keep going, you get a large Soul of the Undead hidden behind some boxes. Very clever game. Now here's actually a very nice trap, is that you see this long bridge. Now if you played the predecessor to this game called Demon Souls, you would know that if you try to cross a bridge, it's never a good idea. Because there's a Drake. And you want to make sure that you're not standing anywhere near that bridge. Even if you happen to be standing in this doorway, those flames will hit you. You'll have to be about, like, here-ish for those flames not to touch you. And even with this master key, not every door is unlocked to us. But thanks to that Drake, he killed a bunch of the guards on that bridge. Saves us a world of trouble. And here we have a new NPC to talk with.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Sure, I have a moment.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Yeah, that sounds great.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
And here is how you would multiplayer if you're playing online.
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
So here's the thing with soap signs that you'll need to know, and this is going to be very complicated very fast. And it might not let me ever use this because I'm also, like, I'm not playing this online, and this is a strictly online item. In order to multiplayer to connect, the host must be in human form. So right now you can tell in human form by looking at my face. I look human. I'm not hollowed. The other way to do it is to check this number here. If it's glowing, you're human. If it's black and gray with no white outline, it means you're hollowed. The second thing is you must be within 10 levels of each other. So right now I'm in level 10, so I can somebody down as low as level 1 in this area, or as high as level 20 in this area. That also, I believe, goes for invasions as well. Now, what he's talking about is he says that his summon sign is going to be brighter. Now, this is what's called a white soapstone. So if I was to lay this down, you would see a white mark on the ground, meaning that I could summon somebody, or somebody could summon me. If I'm in human form, I can summon people. However, if I'm human and have my soap sign down, no other soap signs will appear to me. Because I'm trying to multiplayer for somebody else, not having somebody trying to multiplayer with me. So if you're having problems trying to multiplayer, that could be one of the reasons why. You could either not be human, not be within level of each other, or you could have your soul sign down. Those are the three instances that you must either adhere to or avoid in order to multiplayer. One of the catches to being human, though, you can actually also be invaded. Invaded means that another player will invade your world with the intent to kill you, and they get a certain amount of humanity and souls if they invade you and kill you. So there is a detriment to that. Now, you can only be invaded by one person as the game stands at the moment. There is a stipulation where I could change that, and I will acknowledge that later in the game. I don't know if I'll actually show that off, though. Actually, I will show that off in a weird sense. Yeah, I will show that off. I will show that off. And you can have up to 2 allied companions with you. So I can summon 2 white phantoms. Now, the reason I keep saying white phantoms is that this gentleman here, Solaire, he actually has a covenant of his own. And his covenant is based upon friendly PvP, helping people successfully kill demons in their area. And you get certain rewards for doing so. This is called the Covenant of the Sunlight, or like Brothers of the Sunlight, or something like that. The like forums and stuff, you'll see they might call them like Sun Bros, and you'll hear me probably calling them Sun Bros. But his soul sign will appear orange on the ground, not just white. And I'll leave the colors at that at the moment. So the only colors you need to really know are white and orange. Now, to get by this streak, there's a number of ways. Something very important that you'll want is to have your equipment load to be less than 50% of your total equipment load. And this is something I haven't gone over either, so I'll go over it right now because I can change this Rapier out to quickly change that. I said the Rapier. Whoops. So the Rapier is 1.5 pounds. That's only 2 pounds. That'd still be exactly 3 pounds. So there we go. 26.5 out of 51. So clearly over half. Well, not clearly, but it is over half. We should show off this first. So right now, my rolling animation, not too bad. You know, I can roll. That's the important thing. There's my rolling stab with this. Now, here's what happens if I go over 50% equipment load. And we get a nice hard thud. Not as graceful. Still can get out of the way of the initial attack. But if there's a big attack, it's not as reliable. And then if you remember when I was naked very early in the game, my rolls were very swift and quick, which happens when you're below 10% equipment load. So a few things for you to keep track of depending on your playstyle. Now, do I think 10% is really that worth it? Honestly, no. I'm not a big fan of below 10%. I mean, eventually you can get like certain setups for that. Oh, wow, I bought a talisman from... I'm an idiot. I bought a talisman from that guy. Oh yeah, I also got a bunch of pieces of armor. And normally these would be like... This is the first armor set that you can find. It's called the Hollow Warrior set. Pretty ugly. You know, it's just the draped little like loincloth kind of hanging on for dear life. Only one boot, if you see that. 1 foot bare, 1 foot on, and then a terrible looking helmet. But if we look at the differences here, even though this chainmail weighs a little bit more and doesn't have as much lightning resist, we haven't encountered lightning, and all other stats go up. So yeah, I definitely want that. And then here, we lose 1 point to poison resistance, and we actually lose quite a bit of lightning resistance, which I never paid much attention to that. That's actually good to know. So we lose 10 lightning resist, but we gain to almost everything else. So we are going to go with that. And then last but not least, again, our lightning resist goes down, which evidently this Hollow Warrior set, if you need early game lightning resist for some reason, there you go. And it also weighs a whole lot less, but doesn't cover up as much. And I'd rather be covered. And as you can see, I'm still below my 50% equipment load. So, very nice. And you guys are probably screaming at me, you need to heal, you need to heal. Oh, but I'm out of Estus. So you want to be below 50% equipment load, because that will still allow you to sprint fast enough to get to where you need to go to. So here, what you're going to want to do is sprint, and you're going to keep to the right-hand side, and you can sprint just enough time to get to this stairwell, and get down here before the dragon breathes fire. Now we're instantly going to come down here, and we're going to kick this ladder down. And why would I kick this ladder down? Well, nice little thing, I haven't discussed ladder physics yet. Ladder physics, you know, you can just climb up and down. If you press R1, you can attack above you, so you can knock somebody off a ladder. If you press R2, you can kick somebody off a ladder. And if you hold circle, you can slide down the length of the ladder, which will become a very useful tactic later. But now, we can rest at the bonfire, and first things first, we're going to increase our faith. That way I can use both those miracles that I have. And then we also want to increase our dexterity, was the next big thing. Normally you would want to increase your endurance and vitality, again because of how often I play this game and how much I've played this game. I'm going to forego those until I get enough points into everything else I want, and then I will start just putting points into nothing but them, because I don't plan to show off like all the spells, all the pyromancies, or all the miracles. I'm going to keep this gameplay kind of more free of those things, and that way you guys can have fun with that on your own. So now we have 16 dexterity and 12 faith. So now we can cast miracles. So you get the talisman in your hand, and then you're going to activate it with L1. If you press L2, you'll actually attack with your talisman. For pyromancy, they get a flame that they use as a catalyst, or as a wand, they actually get wands as catalysts. But so as in terms of miracles, we have talismans. So you'll just press L1. There's the heal miracle, and then to show off force, because I probably won't use it again. Now, force is kind of an interesting thing. It is a knockback, and you can actually deflect arrows away. And there you can see me deflecting it. It's nearly going back. Unfortunately, you can't hit targets with their own deflected arrow. But Force can be a very nice spell if you should find yourself surrounded by enemies and you don't know how this happened, why it happened. Oh, I missed him. But it's very nice. Push enemies away, and then you can sort them out, or if you want to be more of a miracle casting warrior, you could have a lot of fun with things like that. And then, of course, if you have very defensive enemies like this, can't see him, so I'll use that. I actually don't know if it would hit him. But I'll push him down the stairs out of the way, making it nice and easy for a quick kill. Now, as you can see as well, I've used up a lot of my miracles already, just, showcasing them. There's the heal spell. Works almost like an Estus Flask. Almost the same amount, so if you don't want to be using up your Estus Flasks. Now, another thing is, now that we can multiplayer, something I haven't mentioned, is that if you multiplayer with other people, actual players, an Estus Flask acts as an AoE heal, and it doesn't have a range to it. No matter where they are on your map, if you drink from your Estus Flask, it'll heal both you and your partners. So that heal spell can be very nice when you just need to heal yourself, and it's also kind of slow, so you're not going to really want to use it in combat, because your enemies might hit you out of the casting. So, we didn't get enough souls to level up, but what I will do is I will kindle this bonfire, because I have 4 humanity, why not? And now you can see that our Estus Flasks are now up to 10, and our fire has been a little bit bigger, not much, but now this bonfire will always give us 10 Estus Flasks. So, very nice little thing if you have enough humanity, or if you grind for a while. You generally get a humanity from a boss, so if you're not using them for, like, let's say luck or curse resistance, or not luck, item discovery or curse resistance, what you could do with them is just keep kindling bonfires. Make it so all the bonfires give you 10 Estus Flasks, which will give you a nice big advantage. We do have 1,000 souls, so what I will do is I will go buy that bottomless box real fast. That way I can put some stuff away and show that off. Mistimed. There we go. It's also weird because my my sound is half a second behind. So when I parry and things like that, you guys get to see them and hear them on time. They're synchronized with each other. But because of the way I record, they're actually half a second behind what I'm seeing. So I actually like that. I mean, you'll hear me make comments or responses, too early. Actually, I wonder what would happen if I parry him. No, no, no. Mess that up. Mess that up. Alright, let's try this again. Get my heal spell on. And what can be annoying about fighting these guys is sometimes the one in the back will take a cheap shot at you while you're fighting the one in the front. I could have sworn I heard him running at me. Oh well. And actually, I almost have about 2,000 souls, which is what I need to get the last 2 items there. So maybe I will just go on a killing spree real fast. It looks like there's like a fog door in the background, but it's kind of glitching out. Yes, I am just short of getting 2,000 souls, so I'm going to kill a few guys down here real fast. Ooh, that was a little unfair, but 262. And this weapon, this rapier, is actually going to scale with my dexterity, so you're actually going to notice that number climbing up quite quickly. There's this jumping attack, pretty boring. Oh wow, I got nothing from them. Darn it, I'm not going to have enough. No! And I can't sell. That's the other really weird thing about this game. You can't sell anything for souls. A little bit of a drag. Alright. Anyways, we're going to come back here to this vendor. Now, if anybody's wondering, what happens if you kill a vendor? If you attack a vendor, they will attack you back.
Oh, there you are. Still keeping your marbles all together? Then go ahead, don't be a nitwit. Never hurts to splurge when your days are numbered.
And they'll generally give you so much souls, maybe humanity, and they always have like an item or two that they might drop. Now, this vendor is probably the only vendor in the game worth killing, because he will give you this residence key. So what I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to commit to killing him, which kind of stinks because he's one of my favorite vendors. Now, if you kill him, he will drop you this residence key, and he's the only person in the game who sells that residence key. So if you're not into buying it, you can kill him, although if you're playing on...
Oh, thank you very much. Come back soon.
If you're playing online and you kill him, you get what's called sin in this game. And eventually, that will actually make a difference to what's going on. Now, this is actually a passive spell, so I wonder if he'll aggro. What? Alright, so there you see, he pulls out the weapon. It's called an Uchi-Katana, and I actually want that.
Gone mad, have you? I'll teach you, you lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia!
Yulia, by the way, if you keep talking to him, was that barrel that that he keeps petting. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, rewind the video. But he's just like a hollow. He's not all that impressive.
I know, little Yulia. Oh.
So there we get the residence key, the humanity, and the orange guiding soapstone, which I didn't realize. I mean, he might be the only one who sells that. And now I'm going to pillage his body, which gets me the Uchi-Katana. Uchi-Katana I will be showcasing. I don't have enough strength for it, so I won't show it off just yet. And that might actually become my new weapon for a while. Not that it's my favorite weapon, but honestly in this game it has one of the best movesets, best stats, all that nonsense. It is a quite formidable weapon. And it's just kind of an overall amazing weapon. So now that we've acquired some sin and the access at the bottomless box, we're going to access that. Cracked red eye orbs are not going to be effective since I'm playing offline, so I'll just remove those. Throwing knives, I need to showcase them. Lloyd's talismans, I'll never showcase. Bloody hell, I'll bring one just to showcase it. Homeward bones I generally won't be using. I'll keep those with me. Rubbish has no value. Alright, I'll put that in my box. Copper coins I'll put in my box. These Titanite shards, no reason to have them on me, or all the shards, chunks, and Titanites. No reason to carry them with me, so I'll put them in my box. Dagger I won't be using as long as I'm using the rapier. Same thing with the short sword and straight hilt. This I will use eventually, but because I don't have enough stats for it, I'm going to put that in our box. Scimitar I will be showcasing in a moment. Murakamo, very heavy stat requirements, so goodbye for now. Uchigatana I will be showcasing. Hand axe, goodbye, I'm never going to use you again. Club I'll never use again. Morningstar. Now that I realize that the reinforced mace has bleeding on it. What is the advantage? Alright, so this Morningstar is just kind of a terrible weapon. It has more durability. Might be good. Spear I'm not going to be showcasing. Wing Spear I will be showcasing. Short bow I do want. Crossbow we're done with. Talismans I don't need two. This Cocytus round shield I will need. I'll keep that with me. Cracked round shields won't need. Plank shield, wooden shield, don't need them, so I'll put those all away. Bolts we'll put away. Oh no! I meant to buy arrows from that guy before I killed him. Wow, I actually have to use the crossbow for this, and I hate using the crossbow for this. Lovely. Well, that's what you get for killing that vendor. Not really the best thing to kill that vendor. And there's actually another way to get that Uchigatana, but we will be showcasing that later. But yep, just a really fun spell. I will actually end the video here, and I will do the next scene in the next video. So thank you all for watching, and ta-ta.